Well, once again, welcome aboard here today. In case you've forgotten, I'm Rob, and you're going to be flying this 1942 Boeing Stearman here at Fantasy Flight. What is today, the 21st? I think it's the 21st of July, or not January.
January.
You might be the only guy in the country flying an open cockpit plane here right now.
Nice.
It's cold everywhere else but here. Even cold in California, isn't it?
You know what? It's warm right now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's about 75
Yeah.
or 80. They got a warm spell going through there.
Well, now I'm mistaken. Well, if you're ready, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here's what the deal is. Just have your feet on the floor, hands in your lap for this first part. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Here we go. The idea on the takeoff is you want to look straight ahead and you focus on infinity. And when you do so, you can see these little white runway markers going by. All we have to do is keep this thing going straight for about the length of a football field. That's full power right there. 220 horsepower. The tail comes off the ground. It's ready to fly right now, so away we go. Now we're off the ground. Doesn't take long. Bring the power back. 1850 is our climb setting. We'll kind of keep it down here low. We'll kind of give them a flyby as we go through the trees. I'm going to turn some smoke on. Little bumpy ride here. So right now we're going about 95 miles an hour. Here's a little air show smoke. And up we go. Now, the first thing I'd like you to do here is just look outside the aircraft. Look at your horizon. It's really, really nice. So this is going to be a perfect day for you to fly. Chris, go ahead. Put your feet on the pedals down there. Heels on the floorboards. Grab the stick. I'm still with you here. I'm just going to follow through with you real quick.
All right.
We're going to make a couple of turns here. So let's make a left-hand turn. So use that stick to your left. The airplane's going to roll to the left. You get the angle of bank that you want. That's perfect. Stick back to neutral. If you were to glance at that little black ball, it's right in the middle.
Yep.
Lesson number one. You never need any left rudder to go left. Let's go ahead and roll the wings back to level. Let's try right-hand turn. That's perfect. That's 20-degree angle of bank. Stick back to neutral. There you go. Add that right rudder. That's how you fly it. Cool. You're going to be just fine. Awesome. Right now your speed's right on the money. You're going about 75 to 80. That's fine for the climb out. Just keep going this direction for now. And then we'll make a correction here and different heading here shortly.
Now, when you're flying straight, you normally just use the stick to stay straight or the pedals?
Well, you know, you use the stick. If you hit a little air pocket like that, you have to kind of level the wings. That's fine. Generally, on the climb out, you have to use a little right rudder because we have climb power dialed into the engine.
Sure.
Once we get up to altitude, we bring the power back. You won't have to do that. Now you're heading on out to where we want to go. Over the nose, about another 2 miles is our grassy area.
Okay.
Now, Chris, a lot of the maneuvers that we're going to be doing today are called ground reference maneuvers. Basically, just by looking over the side of the airplane, you can see which direction you're going. This little road right down below you,
Yep.
that's north and south. So what I want you to do is cross over the top of that road, make a right-hand turn, follow that road to the north.
Okay.
Shallow angle of bank, that's about 20. There you go, just like that, perfect. And once we're parallel with this road, we'll roll the wings back to level. Very nice. Now, look over off your left shoulder over here. You see there's a fence line or a tree line right there on the distance?
Yeah.
That's east and west. Basically what that is, it's a property line. They call them section lines. So everything out here, you can see the fences. They're laid out north, south, east, west directions. Let's make a shallow turn to your left. And let's go to the west. There you go. Let's try another one to your right. Right down below you is another road, north and south. It's actually an old abandoned train track that they made into a bike path down there. And right now we're coming up on 1,000 feet. We're going to go to 1,300 feet here today.
Okay.
No need to go any higher than that. It just gets colder. Pretty cool though, huh?
Oh, yeah, man.
And we'll make one more left-hand turn here. You're doing great. Perfect. And then there's an airplane right off your left wing. This is all uncontrolled airspace out here, so we're always looking for other airplanes, but you know, that freaks some people out. but that's the way it's always been. You should never really have to rely on somebody in a little black room to tell you if there's an airplane nearby.
Sure.
And that's another good reason always to be looking outside. All right, bring the nose up a little bit more there. And you're doing so well, I'm going to treat you like a pro here. There's about 1,300 feet. We'll roll the wings back to level. And that's plenty high. We'll level the airplane, and I want you to bring the throttle back to about 1,750. So put your left hand on that throttle. Just gently bring the power back. Real slow. There you go. Come on back. Keep on coming back. Come on back some more. That's perfect right there.
What do we want to get to?
You're fine right now.
Okay, perfect.
All right, let's go on our little journey here. What I want you to do is I want you to give me a 180-degree turn to your right. And we're looking for about a 30-degree angle of bank turn. So you look out there at the horizon, and you have to guess what 30 degrees is. Keep in mind that that wire right ahead of you is 45.
Okay.
So there's no one behind you, Chris. Let's try 180 to your right. 10 degrees, 20 degrees. That's 30 right there. Stick back to neutral, add that right rudder, and around you go. Now, a 30-degree angle of bank turn is important. I call them coordination turns. And we'll talk about this 30-degree angle of bank turn towards the end of our flight here, but this is perfect. Nice job with the rudder. Off your right wing is that little line right down there. So let's roll the wings back to level. That's close to a 180. We're going to the east. Let's roll the wings back to level. Let's try that one to the left, 30 degrees. 10, 20, 30, stick back to neutral. Nice. That's 90 degrees there. How you feeling? Pretty good?
Yeah, really good.
All right, we'll go ahead and roll the wings back to level. All right, so what I want you to do, I'm going to push you a little bit more. Right ahead of you, you see those wires that come out of the cockpit. Again, they're 45 degrees.
Okay.
We'll go to the left first. I want you to put that left wire up there parallel with the horizon and about 3 or 4 inches above the horizon. That'll be a level turn in the sky. Let's try 360 to your left.
Okay.
So this is about 15 degrees more than what you just did. Parallel and a little above. Boom, right there. Now, you see the wire falls below, so bring the nose up a little bit. Get that wire above the horizon. Come back on more on the stick. Come on back some more. Right there. Good, hold it right there. Look off your left shoulder. Look how stiff you are. 270 degrees is here.
Wow.
Bring the nose on up a little bit more. There you go. 360's here. Awesome job. Roll it on out. Let's try one to your right. Same deal. Put that right wire parallel with the horizon. This one's going to require a little right rudder pedal pressure. Parallel and a little above. There you go. Good. Right there. And again, to get your private pilot's license, you have to do this. That's 90 degrees. Bring the nose on up. Feel that G-force?
Yeah.
180 is there. 270 is there. 360 is here. Rolling on out. You like those?
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
This is simple to fly. All right, you did a little steep turns on that one. I'm going to push you a little bit more because you're actually flying this really well. Put that left wire parallel with the horizon again, to your left. All right, let's go a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Right there, bring the nose up, bring the nose up. Come back some more, come back some more on the stick. Get the nose on up. There's about 2 G's right there. Get that wire right there. Good. So it's 60-degree angle of bank turn.
Wow.
This thing turns on a dime.
No kidding.
So, you like that?
Yeah.
Let's roll it on out. Let's try one to the right. Now this one, just concentrate on keeping that wire above the horizon. If you concentrate on doing that from the get-go, oh, there's your wash. That means that was a level turn in the sky right there. Let's try one to your right. Now lower the nose a little bit. We'll parallel a little bit right there. Good. That's what we're looking for. Ooh, yeah, 60-degree angle of bank turn. Anyways, you're finding out flying's supposed to be fun.
Wow.
That's why we fly planes like this. All right, we'll go ahead and roll it on out here. What do you think so far? Is this thing easier to fly than you thought? Is it harder?
Man. No, I think it's a lot easier. Yeah.
This is kind of a fun thing. So go ahead and lower the nose, put it back in a level flight. And there you go. Just let go of the stick for me for a second, and then look at me in the mirror.
Gotcha. Wow.
I mean, if we didn't touch it for the next 3 hours, it's going to wind out in the Gulf of Mexico, someplace out of gas. It's going to go this direction for 3 hours. You don't have to fly this thing. You just have to tell it what you want it to do. It's pretty cool. All right, you can grab it. Let's go into the next maneuver. It's called the Lazy 8. You're going to love this. I'm going to come on the controls with you. Chris, I'm going to show you how to do this, so just stay with me. It's actually simpler than what you just finished up.
Okay.
10 degrees to your left, that's the key. So there's 10 right there, no more than that, all right?
Okay.
So we're just going to gently bring the nose up, freeze the stick right here. Don't move the stick, don't move your feet. Gravity's going to pull the nose through the horizon on its own. We still haven't moved anything. Now listen to the airplane, you'll hear it speed up.
Yeah.
There's 80, 90, there's 100. All you have to do is just gently roll it to the right. Bring the nose back up, and you are now going the other direction. So what it is, basically, 180-degree turn with a little bit of pitch involved is all it is. All right, you got it. Let's have you do one of those by yourself to your left. So 10 degrees to your left. Good. Bring the nose up as steep as you're comfortable with. Hold it right there. Beautiful. Look over your left shoulder. This is why they call it lazy. Look how slow this thing is. Gravity pulls the nose to the horizon there. Downhill she flies. Start rolling it to your right. That's one to your left. Very nice. Love those.
Wow.
Let's try one of those to the right. The same thing, but you have to use a little right rudder over the top. So 10 degrees and bring the nose up. Good. Hold the stick right there. Now push on that right rudder. Push. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to overcome that torque. Good. Gravity will pull the nose to the horizon there. Let it speed up going downhill. Listen to it. Let it talk to you. Roll the wings back to level. And bring the nose on up. Those are cool, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I'll be honest with you, Chris. You're doing a great job flying this airplane. Generally, on first flights, I don't let people do the 6-degree angle of bank turn or actually handle the power. You're doing super. What I want you to do on this next one is let's do a complete lazy 8. Let's go one of those to the left, followed by one of those to the right. No stopping in between the two, all right? So let's go ahead and lower the nose. Give me a little bit more speed. We're here above 1,000. I'm fine with that. There you go, 10 degrees. Bring the nose on up. Come on back on the stick. There you go, get it going on up. A little air show smoke for the cows down below. It's kind of cool because you can see where you've been back behind you. Good. Start rolling it to your right. There's an 80, there's 90, there's 100, 105, 10 degrees to your right. Bring the nose on up. And then a little right rudder over the top.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
100, 105. And just gently roll it back to your left. Bring the nose on up. Lazy 8 all by yourself.
Wow.
Those are my favorite maneuver because ultimately you can do those as shallow or as steep as you're comfortable with, and you never have to, go upside down. Because hanging upside down by seatbelt is a little on the uncomfortable side. Awesome. Well, you're doing super. I'm looking at you. You're looking outside the airplane left. You're looking right. That means to me that you are comfortable with this thing, and I think you're going to agree with me on that.
Yeah.
All right. I got one more thing I want you to do. Your main objective is to always fly the airplane first, all right? That's rule number one. But what I want you to do at this point is to reach over with your left hand, put it back on that throttle, and I want you to gently bring the throttle back to 1,300 RPM. So you're looking outside the airplane, and you just gently glance at their tach. There's 16, and lower the nose for them. Keep it flying. Come on back. There you go. That's fine there. Keep coming back on the throttle. RP's hot. Come on back, it's 14, come on back, 1,003. Perfect. Now, what I want you to do, look outside, just don't look at the instrument panel. The airplane's going to talk to you here. So I want you to go ahead and lower the nose, put it into a shallow dive. Tell me when you can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires. Do you hear that? Okay, bring it back to level flight. Bring the nose up some more. Keep bringing that nose, listen to it. You can hear it start to slow down. Come on back some more. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Keep bringing that stick back. Come on back. Come on back. It's going to start to shudder a little bit. Come on back. When it stalls, just hold the stick right where it's at. Come on back some more. Here's the stall and the steering right there. and it's flying, and it's flying again. Listen to it. Can you hear it?
Yep, yep.
So it's talking to you the whole time. We'll just gently bring the power back in, and away you go.
Wow.
So the airplane, it teaches you that, look, you don't have to have an airspeed indicator on the panel to know what it's doing. You got your ears.
Yeah.
Now, the older guys I take flying that have lost their hearing, well, obviously that doesn't apply.
Yep.
But that's the basics of flight. Up, down, left, right, and fast and slow. Our goal was to do all this stuff and keep you comfortable on the airplane, and I think we've done a pretty nice job of doing that. Give me a 180-degree turn, left or right, your choice. There you go. It's one of those things that you do in life that you never forget. I mean, look down below. There's beasts flying in the LA basin, that's for sure. You having fun?
Yeah.
Good. So we have about 7 or 8 minutes left to go here, Chris, before we have to head on back towards Fantasy Flight. So this is your opportunity to fly. You know, if you want to do some more turns up here, lazy eights, that's fine. You want to drop down to 300 feet, buzz the cows, we can do that towards the end of our flight. That's cool out here. There's nothing out here. Just have some fun.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to tell you some stories to keep you entertained. I don't want you to get bored on me up there. But you would have been expected to solo this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction back in World War II. If you couldn't do that, they'd give you 2 more hours of training. If you still couldn't do it, they kicked you out of the program. Because there's always somebody else waiting to take your spot. Let's try a left-hand turn. There you go. Perfect. Around you go. So from this airplane, once you got your wings, after 65 hours of instruction, you would go into an airplane called a BT-13. BT stood for Basic Trainer. And you'd fly that airplane for 100 hours to do your night flight, your instrument training, and your formation work. From there, you go into the T6 Texan. And then from there, you go into the P-51. So there was a 4-step process. This is step number 1. Cool. Very nice. I think you got the turns down, huh?
Yeah, I feel pretty good, man.
Yeah. Did you like that Lazy 8?
Yeah. Yeah, can we do one of those?
Yeah, absolutely. When we look behind us, there's no one around. So we're here at 1,000 feet. So when you're ready, just
so
bring, yep.
We go nose down a little bit.
Yeah, get some more speed, and then remember the key is the 10-degree angle of bang bang. There you go. So right now you can listen to the airplane. You hear the whistle 10 degrees. Bring the nose on up. Come on back. There you go. Hold it right there. Remember, a little right rudder right here. There you go. Good. Downhill you come. Listen to it. There's 90, 95. Roll the wings back to your left. And hold it there. You can see it's just really simple to go to the left. It kind of does it on its own.
Yeah.
Very nice. You know, doing aerobatics in this thing, you know, it's just a big old heavy biplane. It does it kind of sloppy, you know.
Yeah.
When you do a loop in it, you're going to pull about 3.5 Gs because it dissipates speed so quickly. You got to get it going uphill. The aileron roll, it's so big and it's slow. It just takes a long time to go around.
Right.
But the Lazy 8s are fun because you can get to the point where you can actually get and just go straight up with it, and it's a very, very docile thing. Let's have some fun with this thing. Bring the power back to about 1,300 RPM. There you go. You get nice with the power. Come on back a little bit more. Man, it's smooth up here today. And let's make a left-hand turn. Take me down to about 500 feet. There you go. There's 800. The rules that we have in aviation are we have to stay 500 feet away from any person or property. And the other thing is if the engine will ever quit, it says in the regs, if the engine ever quits, you always have to have a suitable landing area ahead of you.
Okay.
I think we are right on both accounts there. We can land anywhere we wanted in these fields. In fact, you see all these black cows right here?
Yep.
I've actually landed in that field and sold rides.
Oh, wow.
That's for the farmer who lives right here. It was cool. Had a big party out here.
That is cool.
It was better than the runway that we have at Fantasy of Flight. Let's go down a little lower.
To the right?
Let's go straight.
Great.
This is what's fun about flying an airplane like this.
Especially out here, man.
Exactly. There we go. Beautiful. And if you get down here low, you'll notice that there's all these cows around here that really don't look at me anymore because they've been buzzed many, many times. They're like, there's that guy again. Let's try a left-hand turn here. 45-degree angle of bank turn to your left. 300 feet above the ground. Check it out. Fun stuff. Let's try one to your right. You're doing well. You know, they say about 225,000 people learn how to fly in these Stearmans in World War II.
Wow.
The nice thing, you can still get parts for this thing today. Back to your left a little bit, you want to bring the nose up slightly. There's a little, there we go. Awesome. Well, what do you think, Chris? You happy you did this?
Oh, I'm stoked, man. This has been awesome. Yeah.
Hopefully this is one of the highlights of your trip, man.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Cruising across the country in an RV, that's huge, huge fun. Let me ask you this, do you have any idea where you're at right now?
No idea.
No idea.
Let me look. I think we got to go back to the right.
To the right, let's try it. Come right around to your right. It's kind of hard to see Fantasy of Flight here today because it's hazy and we're low. But you got to look for water towers.
Yep, I think it's right
You see
there.
them up there? Very good.
Digging across the field, and then make a right to go back around.
What's that?
So you go
Yeah,
up
that's perfect. Fantasy of Flight, you can see it now. It's over here.
right here.
Yep, there's a water tower on the left, a red and white one. There's one on the right, that's a blue one.
Okay.
What I will climb back up a little higher, but what I want you to do is we'll start heading on back towards the attraction. Your landmark is not to go to the red one, it's to go to the blue one. That's going to be where I want you to report. So what it's going to do is going to put you right over the top of the runway into and we'll enter the downwind. But a lot of training going on here in Central Florida back in World War II. As we come around, you will see, maybe not, there's a lake over here off our right. And it's over here, so yeah, it's over there. On the west side of that lake, there was what they call the Lodwick School of Aeronautics. 225 Stearmans were based there. And this is their training area right here where you're flying here today. So we had 200 Stearmans doing what you're doing every single day right here.
Wow.
South of us, about 15, 20 miles, is a city called Bartow. P-51s and Texans were down there doing their training. And then if we flew southeast for about an hour, we get to a city called Sebring. It's kind of famous for the car race they have down there.
Sure.
And that's the winter home of Al Capone. And they had B-17s there in World War II. So imagine being like 10 years old, and every day there's all this crazy stuff. I mean, living in this area is flying over your house. Kind of an exciting time until you remember that it's a war, which is not cool. Anyways, well, let me explain what the next task is. You're ready to go on this. I'm going to have you fly the pattern to land. So the idea is you're going to go over the top of our runway. You will report to that bluish green water tower. And by the way, this is plenty high. We can level out here. And I'm going to have you fly a right-hand pattern for runway 4. The wind today is right down the runway.
Okay.
So if we fly a right-hand pattern, that means all your turns will be to the right.
Okay.
Awesome. Smooth. Normally when you have a high overcast like we have here today, it's smooth, and it's been nice and smooth here today as well. This airplane that you're flying today, I've kind of went into the history of it, but what's interesting to note is it was actually auctioned off after World War II, no longer needed by the Navy. Sold for $310.
This plane right here?
This plane right here.
Wow.
And it was in Ogden, Utah, the Hill Air Force Base. They took a lot of Stearmans there. There was 3 big hangars there. And they would stack these Stearmans in there on their noses so they could get more of them in there.
Wow.
And so if you placed a bid and your bid was accepted, you took a train to Utah and they let you on the base. They said that's your plane that you bought. They put full tank of fuel in it and oil, and they said get it out of here.
Fly it out of
So
here.
this thing went out to California. 2 guys owned it. They played with it as a toy until 1950. They sold it to the Mosquito Abatement Company of San Joaquin Valley Mosquito Abatement. So they would kill mosquitoes with it early in the morning or in the evening. From there, sold to a full-fledged prop dusting outfit, and they wrecked it in '72. So, and now it flies every day. And you know what? When you use a piece of equipment like this and make it fly, it never breaks.
Right.
I mean, the engine loves to be run every single day.
Sure.
All right, so there's Fantasy right there. Do you see it?
Yep.
All right, make a slight right-hand turn, head over towards that bluish-green water tower. Right there. Perfect. And I'm going to have you on the throttle on this too, Chris.
Okay.
So you put your left hand on the throttle, just kind of, rest it there. You're doing good. Now, if you look down below you to your right, you're going to see the lake down there. You can see which way the wind's blowing. It's a little bit of a crosswind. It's blowing like this way.
Right.
So when you're on final, just remember that because it's going to be blowing you from left to right.
Okay.
So bring the power back to about 1650 at this point. There you go. Now, energy management is very important. Again, last thing you want to do is stall the airplane, so 75 miles an hour or greater in the pattern is what we're looking for.
Okay.
We did those 30-degree angle of bank turns up at altitude for a reason. And that reason is in the pattern to land, that's what we're looking for. Nothing real, no, we don't want a 60-degree angle of bank turn.
Right.
Because the steeper your angle of bank, the higher your stall speed. So you're doing super. We'll circle that bluish-green water tower down there, and then we're going to go right to the middle of that lake right there, off your right wing. Doing well. No one can land here but us. So we have clearance to land. The landing gear is down and locked and welded. The only pre-landing checklist item we have is our carburetor heat. I'm going to bring that to high. Perfect, there's 30 degrees. Just keep this turn going so you head to the middle of that lake. Let's go a little steeper than that. Add a little bit more right rudder. There we go. Keep going to your right. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Oh, this lake over here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this is a small
okay.
lake. There you go. Now, right about here, we'll roll the wings back to level. Now, when we get to the middle of this lake, I want you to make another right-hand turn.
Okay.
90-degree turn to your right, and then you'll start looking for your runway. Let's make that turn now. There you go. Wings back to level right here. Now, tell me when you see the runway. Back. You see the DC-3?
Yeah.
Okay, it goes between the lakes and between those trees down there.
Okay.
All right, so your task now is to just fly this heading right here, and they'll make one more right-hand turn, line up the steerman with that runway.
Okay.
You're doing great. Power's looking fine. All right, start making our right-hand turn here, and just don't worry about the tachometer, just start bringing the power back a little bit. Come on back some more. Way back on the power. There you go. Line it on up. Come back more on the power. Here's your runway. You got it all. Come back way back. Way back, all the way back to idle. All the way back to the stop. There you go. Now, remember that stall that I had you do? I had you say, listen to the airplane.
Yep.
So all you care about now is lining the airplane up with the runway.
You want to listen to those
Yep, listen
wings.
to it. Because you don't care what the airspeed indicator says, because you can hear the airplane has plenty of speed right now. I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm going to take it from here.
There you go.
Just put your feet on the floorboards. Now listen to it. Just like that stall, we're going to do another one. Power's at idle. We're listening to it, listening to it, listening to it, listening to it. It's getting quiet, and we're on the ground. There it is, around right there.
Woo!
So the idea is to stall the airplane the
Right.
moment it touches down, because the airplane is in peril on the ground. I mean, it's safe in the air.
Sure.
You can smell that exhaust fumes coming in the cockpit too. Awesome. And that completes your mission with me. Cool, man.
Nice, man.
Cool. And flying's fun. You know, that's why we do it. I'm not a big golfer. In fact, I'm horrible at golf. It costs about the same amount to play a round of golf as it does to put gas in this thing for an hour.
Yep.
And when you're done flying this thing for an hour, because basically you can do anything you want in an hour. You know, shoot a lot of takeoff and landings or do some.
Yep.
Just putzing around. Going on a long cross country with it is very tiresome, but just a different hobby, I guess.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So when you're learning how to fly, I mean, you're coming in for a landing. Is that the same? Are you coming in that same
Thing.
same slope as
Yep.
that?
The idea is with this airplane here is when because I had you keep the power. We got a little bit lower over there by over by the gas station at the lake. So I had you keep the power on, because if you come on final and you're a little bit higher than you think you should be, that's good, because you can chop the power, and you saw how fast it comes down.
Yep.
If you drag this thing with a lot of power, then you can't see the runway at all.
Right.
So the idea is, and you come down. So if I was going to teach you how to land this thing, I'd say, okay, we're going to go up to 1,500 feet and do about 20 power off stalls. And so you could listen to the airplane and memorize the sound of it, so that you know when it's going to stall. With no power, the power at idle, the stick will always stall when the stick's all the way back to your lap.
Okay.
So with those two things, listening to it and knowing where the stick is, it's just a matter of repetition. And today would be a good day for you to do it, because we don't have a lot of crosswind today.
Right.
And it makes it a little bit easier. I thought you flew it well.
Yeah, thanks,
to the
man.
point where I let you were on the power, and you did a 60-degree angle of back turn.
Yeah, those felt good, man. About 2 Gs.
Yeah.
You got to get used to that, though,
Yes,
huh?
you do.
Because your eyes kind of start to.
Usually, when you start pulling G's, that makes people sick.
Yeah, you can see that.
So we'll bring this thing on in here. I'm going to go all the way to the right. He'll swing around. Now to shut this thing down, you see that little red knob that says M on the left-hand side?
Yep.
Pull that all the way back for me. Take another deep whiff. You'll smell that 100 octane burning. Nice job.